That's when I decided to try it. I'd seen the commercials, and the people seemed really authentic, and it seemed to really help them. After taking Collagen, I can say unequivocally, it has made a huge difference in my life. Collagen, at stores everywhere without a prescription. Hi, Susan. Honey, I respect that, but that cough looks pretty bad. Try this Robitussin, the real honey you love, plus the powerful cough relief you need. What if I root through your trash? Robitussin, with real honey and elderberry. Febreze. Still looking with others. Get back in there and freshen instantly with Febreze Air Mist. Febreze fine mist floats longer in the air to fight even your toughest odors. So long, sticky smells and hello, amazing freshness. Febreze Air Mist. The lowest classic levels of sleeping in 99% of people for 50, and it can strike at any time. If you're not able to cut, the shingles could be cut if your best defense against emerging cavities is strong enamel. Enamel actively shields the enamel to defend against emerging cavities. Danger for patients. It really Curica reduces attacks. It's approved to prevent migraines. Don't take much. Help bring away serious allergic reactions and trouble breathing, face or occasional rash, which may permanently lift up allergic factor. Some side effects include nausea, constipation, and sleepiness. Healthy things. She liked that. Because the day you get a migraine, that's it. We celebrate Hoka and Toaster X. Hey, do you want more than 100,000 people in the United States suffer from sickle cell disease. I know we have to find out. I'll get my phone out. That patients and hospitals are safe. Patients call was about to begin in this Washington, D.C. hospital room a modern miracle. 19-year-old Weta Manila is about to have millions of bone marrow cells removed from
I need my mod.
this first major step in the new
I need my mod.
for sickle cell disease.
I need them.
Technicians will genetically alter those that lead them to produce a red blood like the sickle and cause a blockage of blood flow that can result in stem cells are after intensive chemotherapy to wipe out Weta's old cells and make room in the bone marrow, a team at Children's National Hospital will reintroduce the cells in his bloodstream. Dr. David Jacobson, the hospital's chief of blood and marrow transplantation, says it's not been enough of these days. It really takes a lot of coordination of care. We have to make sure that there's a slot with the manufacturing company, and make sure that the insurance that authorizes it. A limited number of hospitals are authorized to deliver it, and it's dangerous enough to give some patients pause. Only several dozen people have begun the process nationwide since FDA approval last December. For Weta, it could mean an end to your constant pain. It's this really sharp pain that just, it feels like it's uncanny. And it is the pain of sickle cell is
Okay.
Until now, the only cure is stem cell transplant with a donor. That works for what their welcome was overborn with sickle cell disease. I can see it. Little hands are so Antibodies in Autumn's bloodstream prevented a big cure for him. I was ecstatic. I said, God, you did this for me. I love my other son. Was not going to be able to get it.
Ow.
What would you like to be on the cusp of a second miracle for your family? I was to explain it. Wadham has seen his brother transform, but he's skeptical. How would he able to see that work? Still, even with the life-threatening complications that may come, he's looking good. If there's any chance of a less painful future, he says it's worth trying. Debbie Chelsenberg, NBC News, Washington. Later on this hour, police are working to piece together a motive for the riot. According to news stories, soldiers decided to detonate a cyber truck outside Trump Hotel in Houston. Details now learning from the scene of the crime. Stay right here. You're watching News 2. Is like a garden, growing with good bacteria and bad. That balance is key to a healthy gut environment. Benefiber's plant-based prebiotic fiber gently nourishes the good bacteria, working with your body to help your gut and you flourish every day. Grow what feels good with Benefiber. Now's the time to go back in time and shine a light on the family journey that led to you. Ancestry can help you piece together the past. So start your journey today.
I'm gonna see one of them joins, and then yeah. Where's my command? I think I joined someone else's private. I think I joined the new. I see the Blinken. I see last one.
NBC state reporter England spent the day with one person who's getting ready to leave for good.
Okay, what's up, guys? In today's live stream, we're gonna be hopefully getting a water today.
We were in our three-story townhome. We had the trucks. I was at my big girl corporate six-figure job. We had the things, and it wasn't a dream. It was really. Digital nomad from North Carolina. Well, she's always wanted travel to be a part of her life. After the results of the 2024 election, she says she's making it permanent. They're poisoning the blood of our country. They're coming into our country from Africa, from Asia, all over the world. It's very, very hard for us to see ourselves coming back and being in this country, having to be around that many people. That is the one who needs to be in power. We've been following this trend of young people who don't see the future of the country. Before the election, you might remember reporting a senator who will be their country with the country.
Okay. Then that's
Job applications. I got so depressed because I went to myself, and they said they were so exhausted by politics. They didn't even know. Now, after the election, not only with the country, it's just and that pursuit after the election. Residents have found out it's no striking shift. I would say that right now, since the election, the biggest trend is going for Plan B. In 2022, Jennifer Nash founded expats to help fellow Americans travel and move abroad. She left America after the election. Our site really first took off when Roe versus Wade was overturned. Since her site saw 10 months worth of traffic in 2 weeks after the election,
what is wrong with my house?
people say they want to leave has changed. 72% of visitors to their website citing the U.S. into Pittsburgh as the reason they want to go.
It works, but it's just hard on this desk. Yeah.
Three.
Okay.
I mean, I would honestly just ask the question. Do you have that fight? Because honestly, I don't have it.
Let me just blind gallery till someone joins.
Simply remove myself and go somewhere else. By default, be happier. I'm choosing peace. Do you think there's any circumstances where you could see yourself coming back to the U.S. and say in 20 years there's another president that you do agree with? The election was not the only reason. Even under people who are not Trump, American culture is still American culture. It's still the values. It's experiencing something way better. In my opinion, we hear stories like this. It's so interesting. Someone actually doing it, but my question is the economy what it is right now. People's perceptions, I should say, of the economy being what it is. How realistic is it financially for a lot of these people? It depends how they move and where they move to. Bianca herself is from a really working class family. She was one of the first people in her family to actually graduate from college. So she grew up thinking only rich people can travel the world. But she found different programs, different visas that really allow her to do this. The biggest costs are going to be those airfare tickets and also immigration lawyers. Some people will hire them to make sure they're in compliance with all the laws that they're going to. So it really depends on how you do it. But the conversation about privilege and accessibility is really important in this conversation too. Yeah, I'm really curious to see if
That's red.
You are watching NBC.
Average orange. Worse. This is not that world record.
Oh, I hope you're using primer. Did we use primer? Let's see. Your butt. Lift it up. You put it down. The first time you tried that, it gets laundry pressure softer. So you start to wonder, should you bounce on the final side? Was it hair or something? Bounce can't do it all. But for better laundry, if you take or have taken Humira from moderate to severe Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis and still have symptoms, you don't have to settle. Ask your gastroenterologist if switching to Rinvoq is right for you. It's one of the latest treatments from the makers of Humira. Rinvoq works differently than Humira and may help. Rinvoq is a once-daily pill that delivers rapid symptom relief, lasting steroid-free remission, and helps visibly reduce damage of the intestinal lining. Rinvoq can lower ability to fight infections. Before treatment, test for TB and do blood work. Serious blood clots, cancers, including lymphomas, serious allergic reaction, death, heart, and stroke occur.
Oh, he's somebody else can join. Yes.
Rapid symptom relief and lasting steroid-free remission are possible with Rinvoq. Ask your gastroenterologist if switching to Rinvoq is right for you. You can pay as little as $0 per month. Or your bitch to get like child practice. I'm on an hourly wage. Returns tonight on NBC and Peacock. Treatment is giving renewed hope to those with sickle cell disease in just a moment. But right now we come on the air with breaking news.
But these people are freaking out.
The first round of the speaker vote. Right now we have three Republican no votes, but there are still about 7 votes.
Why are these people freaking out?
Which is interesting because after this first roll call, they're going to go back to those voters, which means those would still be in on Capitol Hill.
Why are they freaking out?
The time of this counting, votes potentially still in play when they go back. Well, it pretty much does. It's three who voted for somebody other than Mike Johnson's pick. Remember, technically, until that gavel hits the we are seeing that some of these votes, as you mentioned, have not voted yet, have maybe skipped their turn. This is what we saw what happened to Kevin McCarthy. They kind of wanted to see the lay of the land. And then when they came back to them at the end of the vote, some of them did end up voting. They could still choose not to vote, but either way, you had 3 Republicans, Ralph Norman, Thomas Massey, and Keith Self, who voted for 3 different members, Byron Donald, Jim Jordan, and Tom Emmerich, who is a current member of Johnson's leadership team. Remember what we talked about all day long? Johnson could only lose 1 Republican and still retain the gavel. So right now he has a couple of options. Let's say this vote sticks and Johnson effectively lost the gavel on this first round. This vote can stay open. Johnson can hold it open as he's trying to convince one of those 3, 2 of those 3, maybe all of the 3 men to come into this corner, to vote for him, to support him. He already got some of those holdouts we were talking about on his side to fire on X, saying that he will make some fiscal reforms, he will have a commission. He's trying to do everything he can to hold on to the gavel without making promises he can't keep. That's an important point here because that seems to be what caused Kevin McCarthy to lose the gavel, making too many promises that he wasn't able to keep and assure. The thing is, for Johnson, there was still a very tight margin, and I think the fact that you had 3 different Republicans vote for 3 different men, he still is the only one who can get anywhere close to 218, and he has the wild card in his corner, which is the support of President-elect Trump. Now, it appears like they will go into more rounds of voting. Remember what we saw with McCarthy, 15 rounds. I do anticipate in my conversations with sources, this will be a little bit different, simply because here you have Trump who wants to be in the White House. He wants Republicans in the House and Senate to begin their work. Unless somebody has that gavel, nothing can happen. They can't even certify the election on January 6th. Really begin this Congress in earnest. So we'll see what happens here. But so far, Johnson does not have the gavel. Yeah, I'm really interested in this. I want to stay here for a minute. We're talking right now about those 3, Massey, Norman, and Self. I guess my question to you is, one, how does he now convince these 3? And any more on the specifics of what he already did promise? I need to keep this whole sort of package. Perhaps. Do we know anything about the specifics that he used to get to those other holdouts?
These people are freaking out because they're he
did not make any deals with anyone, and he even told my colleague Alex Vitale that he is proud of that fact. He's very careful not to make some
Yes.
For example, it's become sort of this place where the pressure campaign is working out on somebody's members because of Musk's megaphone on that platform. So far, it seems like the users are telling their members to vote and support Johnson because that's what Trump and MAGA wants. In this case, you still have members who don't really care about Trump's influence or input here. You
Put this to the side a little bit, okay?
House who simply do not want Johnson to make any compromises. They don't want to vote across the aisle. They don't care about the narrow margins. They don't care about the fact that the reality is he simply will have to work with Democrats in the next 2 years. I think that some of those big proposals that Trump wants and has in mind is great. It's not apparent to me that Johnson will have to gavel anytime soon. He's going to go back to office. He's going to continue working the phones as he has the last 48 hours at least. And some of the compromises that he did make are, again, commissions, are groups, are promising to cut fiscal spending. He can't just wave a magic wand and say they're going to cut $2.5 trillion. That's compromise.
I do want to interrupt you just briefly. I want to interrupt you just briefly because I want to show our viewers here. We're looking at a live load on Capitol Hill. You're seeing those representatives stand up and clap. The voting has just ended. They just finished. There we go. They're taking the seat now, which means at this point, procedurally, they are going to now go back to, I believe, it was 7 at last count. There was no vote. So those votes that we're talking about potentially still being in play.
Between now and then, I have to do a bunch of reviews, everybody's compensation planning, which is my least
Here, what we're looking at is all Democrats continuing to support Jeffries, and that's why all those numbers are so high inside of the aisle. If Democrats appear to be unified, which they appear to be, and if they stay that way, then Jeffries could potentially have more votes. You see on the screen. When Johnson does, they still need to get to 218 to get the gavel, so it doesn't matter if Jeffries has 217 votes in the next round. If Johnson or Jeffries or nobody else gets to 218, there is no speaker. So this could really go on all day, all weekend. And again, it really is a really deadline here that exists 2 years ago.
just them. It's not really. She said something.
Apparently making some calls, trying to get some of those holdouts to his side
And
of
like
the border.
even
We don't know
talking
what
to her
some of the others
yesterday. Oh, no, it's Tuesday. She's like, "You done your reviews yet?"
And then votes for somebody who is not named West
And she's like, "So you want to do it?" I was like,
How
"Oh."
is Johnson then sort of approach looking
She's like, "I will her work on her." She's like, "I'm just going to just get used to some mod. I didn't have to do any like thought behind it at all."
Yeah, well, it seems
Super
pretty
simple
clear that
stuff.
he will lose this first round of votes. And what he's going to do is what we saw Kevin McCarthy do and maybe others in the past when they had this kind of experience, which is trying
That's
to
what's
go
supposed to
and
happen.
get
It's
a
really
one
good.
side.
You just went back to those people.
It is good, like-
those who chose not to vote.
She appreciates that too.
Jeffries.
She's we were talking to her today.
Johnson.
They want to add me so loud. Like, for
Clyde.
Mr. Popular Streaming over here. Under my name.
Gosar. Gosar.
We just say yay, nay.
Yeah. No, that's
Go ahead.
you guys give up, yeah. It was they just keep on doing it until you
I
just
would
vote.
say that we are.
We supplied more than 400 different types of synthetic drugs.
They come to have a random message to
Those have
the
blood
group of
cover.
people.
They've been
Say, hey.
manufactured.
High. But she said it's a lake.
The base chemical Terra.
I'm like, oh, you didn't need to do that. So our best is like, that never happened. It's kind of like, she worked nice tyranny until like she put her hand on her. Like on dinner. I'm like, oh, we don't do that. She's like, she was sending me texts. I'm like, she's like, just asking all these questions. And like, answers to you. I'm like, Friday, when is your time off? Like, you're in her story. You just have to tell her you'll look at
You don't know until it's too late. You don't know what then or what is
like, Joey's getting mad at me. I'm like, I get it. My husband got mad at me plenty for working when I'm not supposed to be working. I'm like, and sometimes you can't hold it. But you have to do it by night. It makes me feel like this way. You might as well just
Stop making change that big.
yeah, but I really feel guilty about it. So it's like reminding me of how guilty I feel. And then maybe just like, why do you even have this part? I was like,
they're not safe. They're not trusted.
Sometimes called synthetic
This is a good job.
sometimes sold at pet shops is nothing like marijuana that's been legalized in some states. The plant material has been coated or sprayed with a synthetic drug, making it much more potent and potentially deadly.
just saying like homegrown, backyard, stuff, fluff off the link,
And somebody would roll that.
all this other stuff.
But one of the scariest things about all these synthetic drugs is where they're coming from and how difficult it is to stop their flow into the United States. How easy is it for someone here in America to buy this?
Extremely easy.
I know that. Yeah.
Synthetic drugs. Why dealers love their food.
$1,500 investment in these.
Thank you for doing dishes. I love you.
That's a huge return on investment.
Well, you know, it's really like when you load the dishwasher, as loaded as you can get it, and you still have dishes left over.
Shots of calcium and harmful bacteria that may disrupt the skin's protection. That's why our
Love you.
your one-time use face towels clinically shown to keep your skin barrier strong and healthy. The recent medical study, 100% of participants saw an improvement in their overall skin health. Try number 1 million happy families and make the switch to clean towels today.
You know what I love about Cricket Slots? It's the mobile slots that gives you those authentic Vegas thrills. And it's free to play. The big win. Cricket Slots and all the games you know and love. And best of all, the jackpot. Find out why we're Cricket Slots are free and use 6 million coin points. Like this beautiful store in Arizona. It's the perfect place for me to tell you a little bit more about phones and how they become real phones. You get it? We got the guy. We got the top smartphone from all the major companies. With state-of-the-art cameras you want with basic small out. Right. If you want a smartphone, lots of controls and the bank. You got that too. And now, even a watch. No matter what device you choose, you'll be happy to know that if your data needs change,
No problem.
with our Sweat Flex feature, you don't have to sweat it. Let's say you're on a road trip out west and end up using a bunch of data. We're going to simply flex you up to the next data tier for as little as $5. Then, when you get home, you can flex right back down with no penalty. So you only pay for what you actually need.
With Consumer Cellular, you get the exact same nationwide coverage as the leading carriers for up to half the cost.
I know what you're thinking. What if I don't have one of these amazing stores in my town yet? Can I get these phone sentiments?
Yes, you can.
You want to work with a customer service, help me switch over. But I like $15 today and family plan.
Of course they will.
Easy, easy.
Easy as pie.
See that tower up there? It's a beauty. And there are 1,000 more like it, working hard for me and you, supplying 5G coverage to this beautiful nation of ours. We know how important coverage is. That's why we offer a risk-free guarantee. If you're not satisfied with 30 days of activation, you can pay nothing. Oh, look.
And for a limited time, new customers get their second month free. Call 800-311-5340. Visit consumercellular.com to switch today.
Stopping. Pick up the phone. A church deacon and his wife.
They're definitely the most loving individuals I've ever met in my life.
Who on earth would want them dead? Next day, thought.
Local officials were chasing down the source of a deadly synthetic drug in this town near Minneapolis. The Enforcement Administration has been doing the same on a national level.
Industry in the United States.
Tom Rosenberg is the administrator in charge of the DEA.
You're talking about an industry that's killing our kids.
The DEA says the synthetic drug problem in the U.S. originates far outside our borders.
The chemicals come from abroad. Often it's processed or assembled and packaged here. But the chemicals are coming from the sea.
Are most of these chemicals coming from China? Is that fair to say?
Most of it's coming from China.
The China pipeline, as it's called, has made so many of these chemical compounds, it's created a whole new world of drug dealing. A world where drug makers and dealers rarely meet and where drug buys take place online.
happened to Tara's classmates, the kids who expected to be going off to college soon, not prison.
I want to forgive everybody. But let me tell you, it's harder. It's very hard.
The stakes are about to go up. Tara's high school friends are not just facing drug violations, they could be charged with no less than homicide. Here we go.
If you sell a substance that leads to death, you're guilty of murder.
What will that mean for Tara's parents?
Is it justice?
The Dateline continues.
His injury is a lifelong injury. It's hard day to day, but he has never given up. How proud were you to serve? Very proud. When that national anthem plays, this guy is the first to stand. It might take two of us to help him stand, but he's the one standing. I thank God every day for those that have donated and continue to donate to the Wounded Warrior Project.
These four vets of September 11th continue to leave their mark on our nation. Many wounded veterans need your help. Join the Wounded Warrior Project. Just person's life forever.
I left for deployment. I was skateboarding with my kid. I came back and I could walk across the room without a cane. Struggling just to do everything. When you work hard, it pays. Someone throwing you a life jacket on your ground and helping you survive. There are so many veterans out there that need help.
Call or go online with your gift of $19 a month, and we will send you this Wounded Warrior Project blanket as a reminder of the difference your gifts are making.
During the national anthem, when you hear the words, the land of the free and the home of the brave, I know what. I mean, that's your baby going to war.
I do it all again. The money you give goes to people like us. And that's all.
Please remember those whose brave service ensured we would never experience another day like 9/11. Call or go online right now.
I tried everything to lose weight, and then I found this. Our members lose 21% of their body weight. Get the #1 doctor-recommended points program. Now with access to prescription weight loss medication. This time, it just feels right.
Get the right office furniture for whatever you're working on. Upgrade your office at branchfurniture.com.
I still can't believe she's gone. These past few days have been a whirlwind.
There's so much to arrange. I just wasn't prepared.
No, but your mother was.
Yeah. Good thing when Mom got those policies, I had no idea how expensive all of it would be.
I know. I don't want to talk about it, but I'm glad she is.
And the payments on the way already, it really was as fast as I said.
Your mom always made sure we were prepared.
I can't believe you were both able to qualify with your health issues.
That's why we chose United of Omaha Life Insurance Company. There were no health questions or medical exams. Our acceptance guaranteed.
Help your family prepare for the financial burden when your time comes. If you are between 45 and 85, you automatically qualify for up to $25,000 in life insurance coverage with United of Omaha. Policies start at just $6.38 a month, and your acceptance is guaranteed. You cannot be turned down for any health reason. There are no medical exams and no health questions. Plus, benefits can be paid within 24 hours, and unlike some policies, are payable from day one.
I didn't think you would be able to get a life insurance policy on your fixed income.
With United of Omaha, policy started just $6.38 a month, and with their rate lock guarantee, my rate is locked in for life.
A funeral could cost more than $9,000, and prices rise each year. Have you helped prepare your family to pay for these expenses when you're gone? With one call, in as little as 5 minutes, you can qualify for up to $25,000 in life insurance coverage.
Just like your mom, taking care of us even after she's gone.
Help take care of your loved ones after you're gone with a guaranteed acceptance life insurance policy from United of Omaha today.
Call 800-946-1565. That's 800-946-1565. 800-946-1565.
Oh my God.
Call today. Welcome back to Dateline. I'm Craig Melvin. A small community in Minnesota had been rocked by the death of one of its rising stars. The cause? A sinister drug most people had never even heard of. Now the question, who pays for introducing the deadly substance into the high school? The victim's family was about to find out. Here's Kate Snow with the conclusion of One Small Dose.
Tara Fitzgerald's friends and family had gotten a lesson they never asked for, one that came too late to save Tara from a synthetic drug overdose.
We're not taught how dangerous it really is and how unstable the chemicals can be.
The kids don't know how deadly these drugs are. There's not enough information that's being pushed out to the public. You hear a lot about things like heroin and cocaine and meth, but something like these synthetics is far deadlier in tiny dosage.
Prosecutors handling the first synthetic drug death in Woodbury now had 6 defendants, including 3 high school students. 2 of the adults who knew they were selling 2,5-I and profited from the drugs were charged not with drug sales,
Okay.
but with murder. Why homicide?
In Minnesota, there's a murder in the third degree. It's a pretty
That was
open
bad.
statute that says if you sell a substance, a Schedule 1 or 2 substance, that leads to the death, you're guilty of murder.
Both adults pleaded guilty to third-degree murder. The main supplier, Alexander Clausen, was sentenced to 6 years in prison, while Cole Matinair got a year in county jail and 15 years probation. The drug maker, John Molson, pleaded guilty to 1 count of possession with intent to sell and was sentenced to nearly 8 years in prison. Yet when it came to prosecuting the 3 students, there were more difficult decisions to be made. These teenagers had never been in trouble before and seemed to have promising futures. But like the adults, they too were facing murder charges. County Attorney Pete Orput.
I don't want to scare kids, bullies scare people. I just let them know, if you do this, you can expect justice. And we're pretty firm about it.
So when investigators said they were going to throw the book at these kids,
Yeah, I was for it.
you were for it.
I was for it. Yes, absolutely. Yeah, they make mistakes. So from that aspect of it, I can understand both sides, but the overpowering part of it is that I am Tara's dad, and they made a mistake that killed my daughter. They have to take responsibility for that.
But it never came to that. Inside the county attorney's office, negotiations got underway, and all 3 teens reached plea agreements. They pleaded guilty to drug sale charges in juvenile court and were sentenced to a combination of parole and in detention facility high school students. Why'd you do that?
Because we try to be fair. They weren't the ones making money distributing it. Why? Want them to suffer, but they need to have some guilt about what they did. You can't be free.
Mai and Tom were disappointed with the more lenient plea deals the teens negotiated. Is it justice?
No, not by a long shot for me. No, it's not.
Tara's parents would say it wasn't enough.
We were not flip about it. We put a good deal of time into going, are we being too tough? Are we being tough enough? But there's solutions in hand.
Tom went to all 5 sentencing hearings and met each defendant in nod.
I wanted to read a statement to them and show them what this loss has meant to the family. This is who Tara was and what she meant to us. She meant everything to us, along with her younger sister. Without her, a piece of our soul is gone.
It was heart-wrenching to hear him talk about his daughter that he doesn't get to see anymore, and it was really difficult to watch him and see all the emotion.
I think it's definitely caused a deterrent. We're not seeing it in the high school like we were with this case.
On the national level, the DEA increased efforts to shut down synthetic drug rings. Between 2012 and 2015, Operation Project Synergy seized almost 50,000 pounds of synthetic drugs and made more than 400 arrests.
Did we get it all? Of course not. That would be a very difficult thing to do. But we got a bunch of it. We got some stuff off the streets, and I presume that we, in the process, saved some lives.
After years of international pressure, China made it illegal to manufacture and sell more than 100 synthetic drug particles, including 2,5-I.
Another great step. I think it's enough. No, it's not enough. We need to do a lot more. Them, us, everybody.
And at home, Detective Frasconi suggests parents start respecting their kids' privacy a little less and start snooping around a lot more.
Go through their stuff, search their stuff.
That's hard, though. It's hard. What about their privacy? They're teenagers.
And there is an element to privacy with teenagers. However, you don't want me showing up at your door. If the difference is an upset kid and you know what they're doing, or them being in a casket, I guess I'd choose the upset kid.
I wish I would have gone downstairs because I would have probably detected something off with those girls. But I didn't because I didn't want to infringe on their space.
Tom and Mai's greatest hope is that other parents will learn from their loss and become more aware of the risks.
We all feel immune to drugs because our kids are better than that. They know better. They're not going to do this. They're going to be smarter, and it's not going to happen to us.
Tara's friends are all moving on with their lives. They went off to college, and they were looking forward to bright futures. But they say they will never forget Tara, and they hope with the investigation behind them, people will remember her, not just for the way she died, but as they do.
More people remember how spunky she was. She was a rare gem to have as a friend, and we were lucky to have been with her. I want people to know that she was smart and she had a future, and she just happened to make one bad decision.
That's all for this edition of Dateline. I'm Craig Melvin. Thank you for watching.
Wait, what? Wait. What? What?
And I'm Natalie Morales.
And this is Dateline.
What's going on?
They surrounded me with wolves, and they said, "Look at these photos of her mom and daddy."
What?
I was trying to
What?
The stolen Southern family of church-going grandparents at its home.
They're definitely the most loving individuals I've ever met in my life.
There was no way it was supposed to end like this.
She took me by the hand and said, "Sure, Charlie has been murdered."
The former church deacon and his wife, who on earth would love them dead?
It doesn't make sense.
I'm going
They were loved by everyone.
Everyone, maybe. But their own daughter, who admitted to a bitter civil dispute.
That's been a problem. He
moving herself on her mother dead so she can get a property back.
Evidence pointed to her boyfriend as an accomplice.
On your shoe, he was
Plus,
no hair, no fingerprint, no DNA, nothing.
a once loving family now gripped by suspicion.
I had a lot of people in my ear saying that she did it.
With the terrible truth ripped them apart.
This cannot be happening.
Welcome to Dateline. A daughter battling her demons and her mother and stepfather for control of $1 million property. After the double murder, police started to wonder just how far Bambi Bennett would go to get what was hers. They followed a bloody trail of evidence deep inside the family's dispute, exposing ugly secrets and suspicions. But unmasking the murderer would prove far more complicated. Here's Dennis Murphy with the deed. The old bar.
making the day so lush and productive, gone to sleep. Time was the farmland in Orange County was some of South Carolina's finest. Andy Bennett's granddad owned a pig strip and created a legacy for the generations to come.
That barn used to be a tobacco barn, and my granddaddy built that.
So it's tobacco barn.
Mm-hmm. He did farming tobacco.
Andy's roots here are as deep as the old great Spanish moss that still stands tall. They say land is worth dying for because it's the only way that lasts. Your words might never have been spoken. In this case, a beautiful piece of land turned out to be nothing but trouble. This is where Andy and its family was ripped apart by an act of cruel, unspeakable violence. It was a fun, feisty, good old girl. Country through and through.
My grandparents were growing up, and we gardened, and we had a big yard, a huge yard. Mm-hmm.
But she enjoyed her even at a tender age. Her parents divorced when she was just 6. Mom remarried. Then a few years later came that terrible day she'll never forget.
My daddy passed away on the same day. I was 12.
So all of a sudden you lost the 2 important men in your life.
Mm-hmm.
It was a bewildering and tragic day. So much sudden loss to absorb that young Bambi, not yet a teenager, paid no mind to her grandfather's and father's wills. But it turned out she'd been left the entire homestead, all 240 acres, to be held in trust until she inherited the farm. Charlie moved the family onto the property. Her property. Most everybody called him Big Charlie. And he called him Daddy.
Daddy, well, he always had blue eyes and orange hair, so it's always people that
Easily do that.
and I always called him Daddy.
Big Charlie. He started a small business selling and installing lights. He learned about the farm and shop. And his mom died working the secretary. They were a respected so
And that family.
Andy's cousins, Jessica and Amy, loved their Aunt Diane.
Literally, out the front of the house or whatever. She would go and make sure you had a meal or you were warm. And while she was doing that, it would be like fixing the car.
Good mom?
Absolutely. I mean, she would make sure you had hard to protect it.
And her daughter would need a lot of protection. Married to her high school sweetheart and divorced after she was just 24 years old, she had a mother who was struggling with trying to raise 2 boys, Cody and
Yes.
and it was bad to us. And he started popping fingers.
I don't remember exactly.
The old story. Couple them down when you get them.
I like the way it made me feel. And that's just how that happened. And it was not a good time. You know, that's hard to do something and it runs your life.
Andy was a single mom, on pills, and sitting on a piece of land worth a small fortune. Now, what was that?
You'll be protected.
And so she signed the deed to her property for her mom. And then Bambi signed for her mom. She only to be raised by her grandparents. She calls it
I didn't do it, but I knew it was them to come first. And I was 16, so they got children, mom, dad, they'd be taking care of. She loved those children.
No question. But Bambi agreed at the time the boys were better. They loved Diane and Charlie. Nathan, how would you?
Those I've ever met, my grandma was the most stable.
She met Charlie's
Shaved we just had time together.
It was a sweet relationship.
Yes, it was.
Rick was serious and wanted Bambi on opportunities.
Do something about it.
The spring of 2005, Bambi had turned the corner. She had break down all of the home in Huntington Beach. After a long stroke, she was ready to be a mom to her boys again.
I was getting on my feet and I just, I was doing it up. Well, I was on that methadone and I'd been on it for, I don't remember, about a year or so. Yes. So I was doing good. You know, I know methadone is still considered, a drug. You're crazy. Go away.
Grandparents Charlie and Diane agreed.
Everybody. Crap. Issues that Diane, Charlie, and Bambi had.
Those issues were family law. Just a few weeks after the boys returned over, it happened. It was April 12th, a Tuesday morning. Bambi called her mom, no answer. And Charlie was late for work. One of his bar employees went up to the house to look for him. Later,
And what are we doing this for nothing?
inside, things were shut.
No one's even in the stream.
Big Charlie and Diane were dead. And the old farmhouse they loved so much.
At a grisly crime scene, some small sort of drops of blood might just provide a huge clue. Coming up.
Drowning. I didn't even know I was gonna buy food for my birthday.
I had over $36,000 in debt. If I would have just made a minimum payment, it would have taken 9 years to pay off. I knew I wouldn't be myself.
I picked up the phone and called National Debt Relief. I said,
Credit card, medical, or personal loan debt. National Debt Relief negotiates with your creditors to reduce the amount you owe.
Relief was able to reduce my debt by over $21,000.
from the minute I made the $5,000 debt relief, I felt immediate relief. We had a plan for me. National Debt Relief negotiated with creditors and reduced the amount that I owe. And was it free?
If you owe over $10,000, call or visit National Debt Relief to find out how you become debt free.
I love what I do. Just help people make the switch to cellular. Like our customers, Jackie. How many people think yourself and go, you gotta take action from the cellular. Consumer cellular is a fast, reliable, nationwide network to half the cost of wireless.
Like previous provider.
Why are we paying this much for our cell phone bill? It's crazy, right? We drop calls or miss calls. To me, that was just normal.
Cellular, no problem.
Our reception is cellular. It's amazing. I just half the country, and I did not have one
better customer service. They tell me exactly what I'm paying and why I'm paying.
Here's my favorite part.
That's within half of my old bill.
With Verizon, I was paying about $150 a month. With Consumer Cellular, I'm paying about half that.
As AARP members, we get 2 months for $55 a month.
They get the exact same coverage. That's a beautiful thing.
We'll send you the best plan for you and help you wrap things up with your old provider. It all takes about 20 minutes.
Switching over in about 20 minutes. That's it.
Consumer Cellular customer service.
I got to keep my phone. I got to keep my number.
You're thinking about switching providers.
If I can do it.
That's why I love it. Nationwide coverage. And the best plus numbers in the business. Give us a call now and start saving half of what you're paying.
I'm just like
Here's the problem. They can carry bacteria that may disrupt your skin's protective barrier. That's why I switched to clean towels. Clean towels are one-time use, compostable these towels that are clinically found for super strong and healthy. In a recent clinical study, 100% of participants improvement in their overall health. Like over 1 billion people and this switch to clean towels today.
Inside that farmhouse. But what happened to Charlie and Diane who were only 2? She was found lying next to her. Big Charlie was crawling on the back. He tried to shot multiple times, but by then, Morning County Sheriff Philip Thompson, cell phone you called for that shooting. He rushed to the scene, not to investigate. Charlie and Diane were his best friends. They were his mother. What is how kind they were, and what good people they were. Down at the house, about 30 minutes from the crime scene, Fanny was getting ready to go anteing with her mom. Represents
Can I speak to more? And he said, very old, my daddy's dead.
like that.
I dropped it. Started crying.
When Fanny arrived at the house, yellow caution tape blocked her way. Police were everywhere. All of them freaking out. They tried to complicate. They turned to you too.
And then I remember and I was calling on the people. And I was calling on that house.
In those scenes, it seemed the whole county would go up there. Members of Diane and Vernon came on the heels of 2 other nearby. Then the skipper with Charlie and Diane's neighbor. She runs a flower shop nearby. So tell me about the food. This kind of thing. Feel in the air.
okay, now what was that?
The man responsible for making sense of the crime scene was prosecutor Fran Humphreys and deputy Solicitor Ford. It was a gruesome crime. The bedroom awash in Charlie's blood. There was one smatter in the bedroom where Diane was, but several feet from Diane, there were notably small droplets.
died when she met. So it looks like you're shooting your
While crimes process, investigators started taking statements. Charlie and Diane had a large family and a lot of people. Friends, employees, never left. With the interview complete, police drove regularly back and forth. Everyone was she decided to get home.
We didn't have anybody to get in touch with nobody. We didn't have anything. And I told Rick, I said, sitting down on this phone, her cell phone. So he went in the house.
Police had witnessed the crime scene. Still, detectives told the family they would have to clean it up. So when Rick said he would look at the Diane's apartments, he found himself tiptoeing through a blood mess. Approached the back of the truck he had been in. He says he noticed a man through the window outside the backyard.
She don't want out. You know, mom was just crying and screaming. I stepped into the bathroom, tried to slip her out of that as best I could.
and you quote that you didn't want
I remember saying, "Baby, I think it's in the bathroom," and I was like, "You walk on sand," and like, mama's truck.
man, that must have been eerie being in their house.
It was a weird moment. One family had proven for years to come.
Coming up, Sandy makes us on education.
It's, I'm dead. You know what time it is? It's time for somebody. All of our care. Like a whole. Something that looks straight out. That I know is going out. Yes, that's what I like. At Oak Tree Health, we're changing the things to the older by changing healthcare for the better. In fact, we specialize in caring for older adults. So call today.
Is it green color?
Police nurses like me, truck workers, and mental health support.
We do have a 24/7 patient support.
That's what said Medicare. I can't understand. That's great. Gone are the days of doctors only want to see you when you're sick. Oak Street Health focuses on keeping you healthy. Why settle for the old way of managing your health? Now then, there is Oak Street Health. It's time for this treat.
So it's what
it's justice. Oak Street Health specializes in helping older adults feel their best. Call 845-271-5443 and schedule work with the only primary care provider selected to carry the AARP.
stories of men and women in the military that sacrificed so much for us already from the headlines. These brave heroes who home changed our lives forever. But for some, the greatest casualty is being forgotten. As
with this. It was a tough road.
With a gift of just $19 a month, you'll help provide free life-changing programs and services to injured veterans and families.
No one saw that.
One of the things that my husband and I had was what was going to happen to our son. We were no longer here.
I definitely didn't win. That's in it.
For the long haul. It provides such peace of mind to know that.
To join the Advanced Guard monthly giving program, call or go online with a gift of just $19 a month, and we'll send you this Wounded Warrior Project blanket.
I wish I could write a thank you letter to every American that supported the Warrior Project and the work that they do for changing lives.
Now is the time for giving every American these wounded service members stay alone. They need your help. They need Wounded Warrior Project. Call or go online on ourwarrior.org and support our Wounded Warriors. The cold-blooded killing of Big Charlie and Diane Parker had a great many people in and around Conway, South Carolina, closing their doors and looking at windows.
Do all the guys. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna do all the guy.
After some curious statements Mary had made in her interview with police, she said she had given Willie.
Hey!
So after the interview started, Bambi, he said, began
Look up.
she was the land Bambi owned and that her parents were living.
Diane wanted to make sure that that property was there for the kids. I think she would become convinced that Ben was not going to be in a position to manage that property. I love this girl, my daughter, but she's behind the wall. She told me
Bambi didn't agree.
she wanted the property.
But Humphreys learned the land wasn't the only hot button between Bambi and her mother and stepdad. Bambi admitted they also argued over the raising of Bambi's boys, Nathan and Chloe.
The case go back to you guys or anything like that.
Well, yeah, I understand why not make it, and that was hard for her, give them back. At first, we were angry, at each other, being ugly at each other.
Diane just wasn't comfortable with Bambi having custody of the children.
In fact, just 4 months before the murders, a mother-daughter shouting match over the care for the boys got so out of hand that Diane called 911. The responding officer arrived with his dash cam rolling just moments after Bambi had slipped away.
No, you're not about to be out.
Diane explained the argument to the officer. Diane went up to say she felt threatened by
Wait, is that 110? 110.
Humphreys by now suspected Bambi was somehow involved in her parents' murders, but he was skeptical she could commit a double homicide on her own. So the prosecutor turned his attention to his boy, Rick Gagnon. And according to Humphreys, willing to do anything for him. The alibi Bambi and Rick detectives said they were at home during the hours leading up to the murders was difficult to prove. Each of the other as a witness.
He said we were at home. Rick was there. I was there. My mom was over the other room.
The prosecutor began to wonder, could those mysterious blood droplets at the crime scene be linked to Rick and Bambi?
Somebody else's house.
While Humphreys waited for those results, he performed a search warrant that took other logs out of Bambi's belongings, including their The prosecutor didn't buy Rick's story about having stepped in blood or Bambi's mother's car keys. Detectives also found what they thought was blood on one of Bambi's boots.
Today, two persons entered here to say,
no question.
10 days after the murders, Humphreys asked Rick and Bambi to take polygraph tests.
I bet it was like SE and then it was going
Deception.
Police then sat both Rick and Bambi down.
I did absolutely nothing.
This time the gloves were off. They hoped for confession, or at the very least, that she would be like
No, I'm not going to be charged with
Records weren't done yet trying to bring Bambi. On her way to her, Bambi said her came down hard one more time.
surrounded me like a pack of wolves. And they said, okay, they just crime scene photos of her mama and daddy.
Why did they say black sheep?
Detective said the same thing to Rick Gagnon.
That's pretty much it. If Bambi did it, then I have to be part of it.
So there it was, a daughter and her boyfriend, partners in love, and suspected of murder. The alleged motive was basic: get the deed to the land and resolve the custody issue of the boys in one bloody rampage. Warren County could sleep easier at night with the case closed. But wasn't the case solved? Coming up, a new family breaks out between Bambi and her sons.
Was that close?
Continues.
I love that. Which is help people get like our customers, Courtney and Jackie. Anytime anybody complains about their cell phone bill, we say, you gotta check out Consumer Cellular. Consumer Cellular gives you access to a fast, reliable, nationwide network for up to half the cost of big wireless.
My previous provider was terrible.
Why are we paying this much for our cell phone bill? It's crazy, right? Drop calls or missed calls. To me, that was just normal.
You would get to talk to a person. Now with Consumer Cellular, no problems.
Our reception is so much better.
I did not see.
It's been amazing. I just made a road trip across the country, and I did not have one drop call.
Better customer service. They tell me exactly what I'm paying.
Wait, was it 130?
And here's my favorite part. You can put on your bill.
That's another dollar.
Verizon, I was paying about $150 a month. With Consumer Cellular, I'm paying about half that.
That's AARP. You get two lines for $55 a month.
I get the exact same coverage.
Switching over to about 3 minutes.
seller, personal property taxes are paid. 3,
Very simple. Give it a lot.
You find out where you're thinking about switching providers. That's why I'm and the best customer service in the business. Give us a call now. Let's work save up to half on what you're paying now. It only takes about 20 minutes. Call 800-918 and save up to half with Consumer Cellular. Plus, for a limited time, new customers get their second month free when they sign up today.
At Humana, we believe your health care should evolve with you. And part of that evolution means choosing the right Medicare plan for you. Humana can help. Hi, my name is Sam Davis, and I'm going to talk about Medicare Advantage prescription drug plans that can provide more coverage than original Medicare, including prescription drug coverage, all wrapped up in one plan. With original Medicare, you're covered for hospital stays and doctor appointments. But you have to be deductible free, and then you're still responsible for 20% of the cost. Next, let's look at Medicare supplement plans. If a service is covered under original Medicare, then a Medicare supplement plan pays for some or all of your Medicare.
No, I know I saw something right there.
They may have higher monthly premiums.
I might have just accidentally clicked on it.
Humana Medicare Advantage prescription drug plans include medical coverage. Plus, $0 copays on hundreds of prescriptions. Most plans include $0 copays for covered preventive dental services, vision coverage that includes vision
I have the car lot.
and yearly allowance.
The car lot.
Even hearing benefits that include.
Oh, come here, Don Piggy. I have a gift. Oh, gosh.
You can get $0 copays for in-network preventive services and $0 copays for routine vaccines. And there's worldwide coverage for emergency and urgent care when you travel. Plus, Humana also offers Medicare Advantage plans. Plans have $0 or low monthly plans.
I saw that one.
Cap on your out-of-pocket costs. So call or go online today to see if there's a Humana plan in your area and to get our free decision guide. Licensed Humana sales agents are standing by, so call them. Humana, a more human way to healthcare.
The fact that it opened right when I clicked, but I didn't have it.
Investigators charged Mandy Bennett and her boyfriend with 2 counts of murder. Mandy's own sons didn't believe it.
Wait, was it 130?
And he was prepared to fight for her freedom, returning to the deed. Here's Dennis Murphy.
Was it 130?
Bambi Bennett sat in an Oregon son. She had just been charged with 2 counts of murder.
I thought I was having a bad dream. This cannot be happening. Not only were my parents just murdered, now I'm being accused of being the ones who killed them. I said, y'all have lost your mind. I said, this doesn't make any sense.
But to prosecutor Brian Humphreys, it made perfect sense.
The night it is an unavoidable disgrace. Family needed her stepfather and mother dead so she could get a property back.
Property valued at north of $1 million.
Classic question that people in my work poses, well, who benefited?
As for Bambi's boyfriend, Rick, Humphreys believed Bambi persuaded him to help carry out the murderous deed. But both Rick and Bambi said the prosecutor had it all wrong. They insisted they would never do anything to harm Diane or Charlie. Bambi downplayed the family drama over the land, despite calling it a feud during her
interview.
She wants the land. That is the most ludicrous thing ever. It was given to me by my daddy to begin with, and even though it was in Mama's name, I wanted the land back. All I had to do was tell Mama that.
Also absurd, she said, was the allegation she'd kill her parents over disagreements about how to raise her boys.
Who does not have disagreements ever with their mother or the father? We always agree on me bringing a cookie name. That doesn't mean I'm going to kill my mama because we don't agree. That is ridiculous.
But by now, even some of Bambi's family believed she was responsible for her parents' murders. including Bambi's own sons, Nathan and Cody. You lost your grandparents in the most awful fashion, and then your mom is swept away from your life within minutes. It's just crazy what you come out of your country. When did you come to the idea that she was the one that did this?
It was a mixture of things. Like, I had a lot of people in here saying that she did it. What I came to the conclusion was that she basically like put it in his head for Rick to do it.
I thought she had something to do with it, from what I had been told.
I was in there. I hated her. I didn't want to see her face ever again.
It seemed Bambi's supporters were few and far between. But one who did believe in her innocence was her attorney, Jim Irvin.
Everybody runs judgment in this case.
The way Jim Irvin summed up the prosecution's case against Bambi was a weak circumstantial one that hinged on a bunch of theories as to motive.
If you want to money,
As for the polygraph test and failed to pass, according to Irvin, those results were suspicious.
I'll tell you something. Put them into
The time being, Bambi was able to locate the tail in her rear view. By now, Bambi had cut ties with her old boyfriend. Sounds like she had your back, Rick, and then she didn't.
Jail, change people.
Rick was hoping it would be just a matter of time before each would be released. The forensics they had against you, there was no hair, there was no fingerprint, there was no DNA. Nothing. But he did have Charlie's.
The lag's insane.
To Humphreys, that evidence was part of a bloody trail from the crime scene that was about to lead both the prosecutor and Rick Gagnon into a courtroom showdown.
Coming up, Rick Gagnon's believing comes forward with the dead story.
It's Christina again. Is your shower trying to tell you something? Is getting in and out of the bathtub becoming a safety concern? Are you worried about the cost that could go on for weeks and weeks? Well, now you can have a gorgeous new bathroom shower that's safer at a price.
Am I the only one left?
One-day jacuzzi bath remodel, and now they're bringing you an offer. So maybe all
Was I the only one left? No. Oh, God.
bath remodel has a design you'll love at a price you can't afford. Literally, they came in
Oh, the Cordon
and installed our bathtub in one day. And that way, which we call jacuzzi monsters. Okay, so tell me, what are the two most common reasons people are calling it jacuzzi?
Well, they're just tired of the old, worn out house with their colors, tiles, possible to clean ground. Did you know that the average gallon institution
Honestly, I have no idea.
that's a whole other scrubbing. So that's definitely one of the reasons why we call. And you'll love that the new bathroom shower is another big reason people call is that if you're feeling uneasy stepping over that tub to take a shower, and we're here to help. Safer, more style shower that you'll love. It's custom designed for you.
Every time I step on my old bathtub, I worry I'm at home. I don't have those feelings anymore. Jacuzzi bath remodel gave me a gorgeous shower that's safe too. It was done in the same day. Did not have to wait. It is amazing.
Time is running out to take advantage of this special offer. When you call right now, we're making all installation costs with our Christina across America offer and no interest and no And for up to 1 year, call now. Just get to your free, no obligation, in-home design consultation. You can create your bath shower customized just for you. Installed just 1 day from the most trusted name with jacuzzi bath model. Call now.
Wait, what is that? Who's the other person in the stream? What is that? What? Okay, that's your stream.
This to this, or even from this to all this in just 1 day. Yes. This is unbelievable. It's funny. Time is running out. It's like law right now. With our receipt, American offer and no payments for up to 1 year. Free, no obligation, in-home design consultation. You can create your new bath or shower customized just for you. Installed just 1 day from the most trusted name with jacuzzi bath remodel. Call now. Everyone loves
Principal and interest payments.
I would call this
Principal, interest, taxes, and insurance payments.
What? Because it isn't me. There's only one person. There's one person other than me. I don't know who it is. Is it one of? Is it my mom? Is it one of my mods?
Interest payments only.
I mean, my mod.
You want to talk to you about the case? Was it drilling news there all the time. But then it seemed everyone was about this case and its two beloved victims.
This is crazy.
It took 3 years, but in 2008, the state was ready to try Rick Gagnon for the murders of
Who was in chat?
A camera was
Amortized loan payment his case.
This is purely motive evidence, which establishes a motive for Richard
Who
Gagnon
is?
to infiltrate.
As Humphreys recalls, the case against Rick was always motivation strong, evidence weak. Not much more than a chunk of Charlie Parker's blood on a shoe when he came right down to it. Even so, Humphreys told the court the blood put Rick at the murder scene.
Oh, of course he left.
He did. They didn't hold water, but he gave a story about it.
Humphreys recited Rick's version of how blood got in his shoe. How he went into the Parker house to get a set of car keys sometime after crime scene techs had finished up.
He went to his right, which was the window leading in to the bathroom where Big Charlie died, and noticed blood.
Rick said he worried Bambi, pacing outside, might look in the window and freak out all over again.
He went in and stepped through the bathroom and closed the door. And I said that, well, that's his story right there. But it didn't hold up, no, because it already were closed.
That was the judge. This crime scene photo, said the prosecutor, was taken hours before Rick supposedly stepped inside the house. Notice, the bathroom blinds are drawn. Humphreys argued that Rick could not have closed the blinds because they were already shut. The prosecutor said the defendant was lying, though he believed Rick had told the truth about the murders to at least one other person. The state star witness.
Witness I call the jailhouse snitch, and you probably call it jailhouse informant.
That was a snitch. Some question about that. At the end of the day.
So what game will I play? Piggy, Piggy RNG, Blocks Fruits, or Doors? It's your choice. Whoever's in this chat.
Gagnon had mentioned an accomplice in the case.
The only way you can have that information is from someone who participated in the crime.
And then the prosecutor tried to spin an inconvenient fact in his favor. Those mystery blood drops found at the murder scene had been tested. The DNA was not a match to Rick, but to an unidentified man. That, said the prosecutor, actually
What?
Mullins said that Rick had an accomplice. Humphreys believed the evidence was enough to put the defendant away. He only wished he could make the same case against Rick's old girlfriend.
What about Bambi? I mean, she wasn't They tried in this courtroom. That was a travesty. The fingerprints are on it, all over it.
And that's just how he laid it out in his closing. He told the jury this was a story about a spoiled woman, Bambi Beck, who manipulated her boyfriend, Rick Gagnon, into doing her
In order for a plea of custody now, it must contain to the following.
He had heard from Becky how in the affairs not to hear her, have her land.
What do you do?
The signature of the trustor.
To make things right, argued the prosecutor, the dutiful boyfriend and his right-hand man entered the house and hunted down Bambi's parents and her night. The jury had just heard a drama of Southern Gothic proportions, dripping with family greed and hatred. Now it was time for an entirely different story.
None of the puzzle pieces fit.
Rick's defense team, including attorney Barbara Pratt, told the court that the state's case was heavy on fiction, light on facts.
They had a puzzle, they had neat little pieces, but the pieces weren't exactly right.
The state was so desperate to prove
Steal or
it quoted the word of a jailhouse snitch and career criminal.
I found that it was there to cut himself a deal and put himself in business, I guess, in his own way. It's not
If you said, actually, I don't know. Still,
But the state was also trying to use
Lobster.
the bottom line. The DNA from that blood cleared their client of the murders.
The DNA didn't match. And we knew the DNA was not going to match Rick.
And they knew that instead because Rick had an alibi for the night of the murders. He'd been asleep in Myrtle Beach with Bambi.
oh my
The way
gosh, I'm so
the
tired.
most challenging part of the case was the blood on Rick's shoe. To explain how it got there, Rick took the stand. He pointed out that on the morning of the discovery, police had examined him thoroughly and found nothing.
There was blood on my shoe.
I've been laggy. I've been laggy all day. I might end stream soon.
Into the blood-soaked barrel.
I'm probably gonna do another thing like tomorrow or the next day.
And he worried simply that Bambi would see the horror inside.
I went in and shut the door. I didn't think she needed to see that.
He testified that blood got on his shoe at that moment, not before. Did you go into the
13 to 12 people max? I didn't know that was possible.
conspiracy to kill those people?
No, sir.
We don't know, said the defense, but it wasn't Rick Gagnon. With that, the jurors filed back to the Rick waited with his attorneys, and the woman many felt to be a part of the
If you said Bloxford, you are correct. Send us get right into it. Pirates are the best.
I didn't know what to think anymore.
Here are behind the scenes of my YouTube. Okay, so let's get like right. Right. Yeah. Okay. No! Ah! Yes, I recorded the behind the scenes. Is she good? No! I'm joking, I didn't record them, but yeah. We'll say guys, in today's video, we're going to be doing New Diploma Part 1, and let's get right into it. Technically part of live stream, but I don't really care how I say it. Oh gosh. Ah. Yes.
As AARP members, we
That's a beautiful thing.
How was that guy green? And this one. Maybe it's 2 times more XP. I just realized I forgot to get a code. I can never get the code. This is bad. What is one code?
Here I am thinking, oh my gosh, yes. And I'm
Agricultural.
I just found one. I figured one out.
Closed in residential.
That certainly would be exactly unless Father could come up with new evidence. In 2009, a year after
This is the purpose one.
Rick had an encounter in prison with another
There we go.
authorities in Tennessee arrested someone for a home invasion there. Back then, but Tennessee authorities were investigating they had blood found in the park rights. In 2011, the murders of Charlie and Diane. This crime has never been established.
Hi, sir. Well, hey there. Oh, stop.
Finance. Resident.
I was excited.
Purchase of investment property.
I was in the chapel and told him my job was not in the chapel.
Purchase of commercial. Purchase of a primary residence.
The man then said that Mullins had shared his secret. He had lied about Rick's involvement in the murders.
I hear somebody else say it. I want to buy
Now this snitch on snitch.
The judge had to make a determination that there was no trial.
following story is that important direction right. The judge made him Amber's conviction, saying the new county solicitor who would replace Humphreys could refile charges if he wanted. The solicitor said he did not. So in 2013, after 8 years inside, Rick Gagnon was out of prison. Just to see that all it's like, I went to prison because I wanted to change my life. His old girlfriend believes her life was upended. Family says she's got ties with most of the people she grew up with.
That was not only she's not pleased.
I'm probably gonna need Buddhas. Portal soon. Probably gonna get it out like I don't know. I don't know, like the second scene.
She's hopeful. Every once in a while, she looks back and angry.
I lost my mom and dad. My children lost their grandparents. Our family still has no answers. It's just that it takes it to completely solve. Maybe they took the county over to that. We would pay this to be able to do that.
Maybe there are no more answers. Don't listen to keep digging up the past. Just leave it rooted right where it is. Respect is growth.
That's all. That's great. Thank you.
Which is true about the cosmic side.
Sunday school she did so much love. Finally, she found it for herself. I had some literally touched by tragedy. You're bound for adventure. Surprising every day. I was excited for her. A romantic hike to the remote mountain spot. The scenery was breathtaking.
Oh.
The danger was too. An accidental fall, and she was gone.
21?
My heart space. I felt so my legs. So why did it seem so suspicious?
There's something going on here.
I just couldn't. This was a accident. 2 lives, 2 deaths, 2 mysteries.
Nobody saw this Tony off that place.
You wouldn't do that. Why wouldn't you? Tragic. Horrible. Cool. I was broken.
My name's Anna Kate, and I'm 9 years old. I'm in 4th grade.
Hannah Kate once had an Aunt Angela. 6 apart. Never a phone call or a letter away.
Dear Timothy, how are you? I'm no over. This little fair day, so Christmas. I'm so excited. I love you. And Kate.
To write her letters, even though Tony could no longer respond.
Dear Betsy, are you going to join me in heaven? I miss you very much. I read a book about how important it is. Love your days, Kate.
Was such a good aunt tonight. It was sudden, scary, and heartbreaking.
The broker is finally determined the value of
Now you can't see
Income producing process.
Was huge. She was a respected doctor, an ophthalmologist,
Like an officer.
Jackson, Mississippi, Denver, Colorado. And without question, who sang in her church
Which
choir.
foundation?
I'm tired. Okay.
Sister to Anna Kate's dad.
I really enjoyed this live stream. Make sure to like and subscribe if you want to. You can not subscribe if you don't like my videos anymore, and I'll see you all at the next live stream or video. Bye.
Market approach.
Stay that way.